forgive me, because Nana Kwame Bediako doesn't even understand himself. Okasa onwankasa hu asem no kan ne pomasi bre. Mepacho yenkwe Nana Kwame Bediako yenkoti no. Me nkase yenkwe ne ke yenkoti no. E won nsem bi ono aka asa o de po be kokumase na ne po no de kokumase no sisi de so de betwam kura dutamale. Nti yenkoti no.
The sea in Kumasi. Then I saw you talking about one in Techiman too. What's this whole thing about taking sea to other parts of the country?
First of all, I think when I started this journey, I knew that I was going to become one of the biggest industrialists in history in Africa. And I knew that my opportunity was not to make money. My opportunity was to change economies and build nations and have a template, a blueprint that other countries will benefit from. See, that's where I see myself to be. I see myself to be one of the people to be talked about in the next 500 years. I know people don't like to hear this fact, but that's how confident I am in who I am and what I can do and what I'm capable of doing. So I definitely knew that industrialization would need logistics, and logistics would bring a different type of development because it's a change and a shift of infrastructure. I was definitely looking at the waters for a long time. I was definitely looking at the map of the country and checking the waters. Now, I'm going to reveal the secret in this interview.
All right.
The question that you should be asking me is why Kumasi? I chose Kumasi to start the topic of water transportation because the Ashanti region is...
Enti Nana Kwame Bediako say obeka the reason why what you see Kumasi say ho na odi see beko. Say Ghana ne nyina no. O say pona bi wo Accra ne Cape Coast na say for no. Obekire the reason why odi poni bi ebeko Kumasi. And listen to him very well.
It's very sensitive about water. Our first king was warned not to cross the river. And when he did, he was beheaded.
And Nana Kwame Bediako say, "O hempon a odi kan wa santemam e ko so kokoroso nsuo ikwaniti because of nsuo no. Nana body ama na ti ama menya santini. I don't even know which kind of history he's talking about or he's referring to. But also ya santini. So because of that, he thinks that the ebo kumasi asantefo money beje.
And he never came back. The head was also never back. Okay, we tried to claim the Cape Coast water when we realized that a part of our people were there. The Ashantis who have become infantis, slanging the tree. But based on regional demarcation, we couldn't claim it. Kwame Nkrumah did the first.
Enti Nana Kwame Bediako say, "Ohempon no Kumasi eye say o cross up nsuo akọ Cape Coast because ohun say asantefo no bi akọ di Cape Coast. But whilst crossing that nsuo no, yekunu ama na ti ama na body ama. Enti ono ohun say asantefo pe nsuo, omunye nsuo a moni beje. Into the po ebe Kumasi. Looking at sometimes I don't know who is writing this script for Nana Kwame Bediako to be saying all these kind of things. Because if you really want to become the president of a country, now also with the popa ebeko asantema mu dey be say what is the reason why o dey pobeko asantema no say asantefo ehoni nsuo ese because nsuo aha asantefo nto dey call akopizi omo. I don't even understand what the guy is talking about. I don't even know. But anyway, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Menkase pono so be kukuma say possible. I have said in my previous videos here, when you watch the political landscape of Ghana, Assembia Obibe Rezia opponent will say enye possible no oba it me possible. I have said it. Because me can say another so the free SHS beba. Some people say it wasn't possible, but in the free SHS possible. When Rollins says Obama Ghana senior secondary school better minute down by 6 years, you know. Some people say it wasn't possible. Rollins money possible. Rollins can say the light every free voter region. So all the way from Accra to the northern part, and some people say it wasn't possible, but Rollins made it possible. So I'm not saying here say Nana Kwame Bediako see to Kumasi any possible, but does it make sense? That is my argument. It doesn't make economic sense unto me. And then his argument is say, "Oh, he never could try in so many tea or manti or the kwako ako please doesn't also make sense." That is the second viewpoint. But let's continue from there.
first biggest man-made lake in Ghana or in Africa, or maybe one of the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
When he got to the Ashanti border, it ended there. At that time, there was no region like Bono region. It was the Ashanti region, taking over all of those places. He left it there. So the water didn't connect. When you look at Kumasi, it is situated in the middle of Eastern and Western corridor, but it can't feed any of these corridors. And then Accra and Kumasi are like the competitive cities, but one has outshined and outgrown one. That's Kumasi. Why? It's because of water. So I chose that place to raise the topic, and it's very sensitive, and that's why it went viral. And I know
This guy is very childish, very, very childish. And Nana Kwame Bediako, ya mama Bediako, say youth no, omama yejuma yentimenye. His second argument or the third argument here, they say Accra ni Kumasi ye pe. Because previously, Nana Kumasi and Asantema dominated throughout the Bono region now. And he wants to make sure, say, Asantema and Accra, Kessie and be developed pay. And I be idea, Oti Asantia, you can be proud to say also, because according to him, sea is the only thing that differentiates Ashanti region from the central Greater Accra. And this is a very, very childish play because he thinks to say, as a Ghana, to say, how to even say it. Lego bisa. That is how he sees Ghana. He thinks that Ghana is like a Lego, and he's going to put everything together and then move the things up. Because some of the things that Kwame Bediako says are so childish. He doesn't even listen to himself when he speaks.
Know that, a lot of the media and people are trying to coin what I'm saying, but the reality is that it's a fact and it's the truth. Canals exist, dredging exists, and the sea connects with river and it opens a country. So I just chose Kumasi to start the topic. Now, go ahead, Winston. Let me know what.
Yes, so that exists. That's not in doubt. It's in the literature. We've traveled out to other countries and we've seen them. We've also read about how long it took them. We've also read about even the feasibility studies that they did to look at whether this could be done or not. And for many people, their concern really is this canal you talk about. Have you, beyond saying, I will do this, what other things have you done? What other pre-feasibility studies?
So this is a very important question. Ena presenter Ebisa Papai. Also, person what they po eko Kumasia. Why a feasibility studies? How much is it going to cost? How long is it going to last? Some of his followers catch them and say, "So you know when you can buy for Robert Wazo." I'm saying, what kind of childish talk is that? How can you tell me say Obi person be president? Now the focus on or not being its own team in the for Robert Wazo. Where say in Ghana, history tells us say Ghana a baby anywhere projects a wabaya for Robert Wazo. Atamels is the only person or yebi. And if you are telling me say Obano when you cry or better so and Nafisa Isaka, I don't even know what you're talking about. Because you don't even understand what your man is saying. It's also important. I have no problem. But you have to use your common sense. You need to use your common sense to be someone as my papa we can doesn't make sense. Because can't you say what they put container. Meanwhile, say railway tracks is the most easiest one. Why are you not going for that direction? But you think say you have to dredge the whole sea to Kumasi because you want to make sure say Kumasi for so in your po. Now if was a container do those say nebefa ho akko Kumasi you say you put your answer on the mind.
Or whatever studies have you conducted to know, for instance, whether it's achievable or not?
It is achievable, first of all, and I would like to rest assure you that let's not be like the old slaves who always thought that you can't do anything unless the master comes. If the master says it will be done, we will say yes. If the master says it won't be done, then we can't do it. No, it's very much possible. Okay, 1 is the investment, 2 is the development, 3 is the architects and the engineers that will construct that, and they will study all the maps. See, the water bodies are already there. They exist. Okay, you're dredging to connect them. Now, I'm going to give you this analysis, and not just you, for those who are listening.
So from here, listen to him very carefully. He's going to change the dynamics from the sea, to rivers. Because sometimes when he asks a Orion Baba, so when you ask him questions, I feel no better answers them or Baba shifting away from his earlier position on dredging the sea to Kumasi. So let's listen to what he's going to say here.
To me, when you can Google and check all the highways in Europe and all the developed countries, when you're driving on the highways, you don't see buildings and anything on the side of the highways. You either see some sort of fencing and some kind of glass, but the neighborhoods are inside. So you're just driving on the highway, and it's 3 highways on the side. When you come to Africa, all the settlements are right on the roadsides, and the road shrinks.
This even tells me that this guy doesn't even understand Ghana now. He doesn't even know Ghana or Timono. Comparing Aburuchiri, the design of their roads to that of Ghana, to buttress your point, and it tells me that you don't even understand Ghana now or Timono. Ghana, I don't know Kumasi Road, Quine in Edekrum, says in Sawam. First, not but it's yet to Kunechi. It is the design of the roads, So you cannot say because they do that in Ghana, you're going to do the same thing. Because Ghana, what we know, they say, you trade along, quite when you trade into be a shop, quite or person, it be good. I'm not trying to say, shift because Accra Kumasi Road and Sawam and those places, we did the same thing. But how on earth does they connect to dredging the sea to Kumasi?
And it becomes smaller. And the water bodies are left, and we're either throwing rubbish in it or we don't do anything with it. Go to these same countries that have put the fence. Go and find their water bodies. That's where they start their development.
Papa wait Accra naute. When Odo River say daho. You are saying we won't mean yahi for Odo River, but rather we bit dredge sea to Kumasi to solve that kind of problem. I didn't politics. It seems to say some people don't even understand what they hear or what they see. I have gotten some people on the show, Nafisa Mo, say they don't even know what they are talking about. I want to say a typical person like this kind of people, or my brain, I say you drop your brain about from into common sense and I hear from him.
From. They connect the water because the water, first of all, controls your climate. The water is the power that would irrigate your agricultural system. It will feed the grounds where you live, and then that's the same water you create the bridges on it. So you can see Brooklyn Bridge, this bridge, that bridge. It's all over water, and it connects other city. It reduces the
Bismarck Anane Nafisa too. I don't know what you are saying. I'm throwing dust because I said my papa ne can make him. I am not saying you are watching the video. It's a video now where and your audio no I can say a doctor. It's a video and I'm some on one can say cano and I'm a children some or cano. So listen, what wouldn't mean answer can just listen to your man. So Penasama, I have no problem. I like Nana Kwame Bediako as a guy, but a president no because he doesn't know how to govern. He doesn't even listen to himself, and that is what we are doing because Ghana no power, and we have to stop him. We are not going to sit down and do this kind of childish place anymore because baby a minor we need to develop the nation, and yes, I go to anybody dabi. She said, "Why being say?" Ebi o ti Accra we a rich man. Nti wo pese o mo mote Kumasi tamale hu a fine go koto ofa utu car you go on tour. But say over cancer for be say what the political power that deceive the party to say Nafisa to money Besmakana among there. That is your own cup of tea because they are failing to use their brain. Asema here came I'm not saying anything here. Asema papa na kasa kana make him or kind of brofo and make him tree. If you think that there's something different, tell me, write it or call and say it.
Actual kilometers that you need to go around the country. So it's another source. I saw this in England when I was growing up. It's called the Blackwall Tunnel. And then you go through the tunnel, it's water. But they create tunnel and then you just come on the surface of the earth. When you drive another 10 minutes, you get to London Bridge. There's Tower Bridge and there's London Bridge. All of that is the Thames, is water. It connects and it takes you all the way to Trafalgar Square, and you start to see development, tourism, all of that. That is the future of Ghana's development. We are going to discover all new developments everywhere we connect the water, because it's free land. It hasn't been touched.
Dredging the sea has now gotten to rivers and then water bodies. Wow, how confused this guy is. Because so Jina Abrichina Kasa Omalenke this river to this river, and I say for what is the length of that river Omalenke? And then you are telling me so you are dredging the sea all the way to Kumasi, then you are comparing it to Adia Uku who are landing and link it to I don't even understand him. For development here, okay, these are already in place because Ghana and Sani Mani even Kwame Nkrumah voted like Kwame Nkrumah Munyina Ebi. But the question we are asking ourselves is, a dear benefit, economic benefit, and the money. That is what we are talking about. And you can decide to build a building, an airfare, or spend this capital. So be any secure current here. The dining days and that is what the guy is doing. What's he doing? I was airfare, I have no problem with you. But how many people in Ghana could rent that building? And that is exactly the same thing you are coming to do here. Because the containers in the free Accra, Takra, the Kumasi, and the other parts of the country, no. So also be dredging sea near this ship Afaswakwa. What is the economic benefit of that? That is what we are talking about. What do you think say would benefit the people? Say what dredging sea now? What is the cost? Feasibility studies why and how much is it going to cost? And these are something we are asking. Bismarck, listen to what we are talking about here. We are not attacking him as a person. We are attacking the message in all the namno, and that is common sense.
It's all virgin. That is one. Two, we're going to start to use it for logistics, transportation. It gives us the power to connect to Africa and to connect to the sea and to be able to now take things to harbors and build inland harbors and all of that. So distribution becomes easier. And this will stop us from using one single road for articulata, petrol tanker, Uber, small car, private car, trotro, van, all of that on one road. And beside it is so many things with people selling yams and this and resettlement. That is chaos. That's not how you build a country. So I want Ghanaians to understand that I'm here to build a country. My vision is very clear. It's like 2020. It's gone.
There be vision and clear. To you yourself, and clear. May sure so know you know more if you can't ask much and clear more. Because the things you are saying, doesn't make sense. Say, because you developing my obey president, all these kind of other services, you can easily do it. But as a open president, and this is your focus, then my friend, you have lost the game already. You have definitely lost the game because you don't have vision. Say, we pan your vision there. Kwame Nkrumah may be in the 70s. And your vision be and your vision because now quality school do you ask in the school. You are not talking about this kind of things, but you are thinking say link sooner what they are saying weekend. And youth now we about say partner the better governance in there, then I'm sorry we have lost. Because you seem not to even understand the problems and the challenges that society in Ankasa is facing, and that is serious thing. Because and says Papa, I don't even foresee any ballot paper, so I don't even foresee it like that. Ballot paper because he's a confused person.
Of it, and you have to be aware. That's how clear my vision is. I can see that development is going to happen this way because you need to connect your waters. Why do you think your colonial master is hiding that secret from you? But when you go to his country, he's connected all his waters. He calls them Thames, canals, ferry, village, this, and secretly he's transporting things on there.
Okay. Just by way of clarification, because in Kumasi we're talking about sea. Is it a canal you want, or is the sea you're talking about?
Well, if you drill and connect a sea to any river, the name for it, which will be a jargon in construction and development, will be canal.
So it's a canal we're talking about?
Canal. Now, canal can have any sort of river, lagoon, sea, whatever that it is. And look, when you go to Ada, the water in Ada shares border right with the sea. Right there. The opportunity is we could have created a harbor there if there was already industrialization in those areas.
So just by way of another clarification, you say this is something you intend to do. You say the engineers, the architects will do it. Do I get the point that It's just a thought you have.
It's not a thought. It's
Just something you want to do. But
What was it? The guy is even confusing the panel on anything, because he seems to be mixing a lot of arguments here. Arguments now all kind of. He doesn't even know. Oko nowhere. You build a tunnel at the Poissy from one city, one end of the country to the other end. And only you find yes, I did the way I will because you seem to have lost focus. As a Nima Sama worker, because as a country be he thinks a Ghanaians say Nima there until he's going to confuse us. But to say on the internet into the Ghana Nibiano, any idea or who idea worker. And you cannot build a nation to say that we say Lego. No, that is not how we build a nation. Opes obey president, you have to be serious and then understand society now. Opes obey president. So Nana Kwame Bediako, your advisors are failing you. Totally. Oh, but you from Mudi Wachirinya, you have actually frustrated them. What more money they are crop as out? What go when you must say go money must, because if this is the vision, power also Tiakra we in there, then I'm sorry. You have to go back and rethink again.
it's something that has not gone through the processes now.
No, I mean, you guys make it look like it's unaffordable, it's unadmittable, it's unacceptable, and it cannot be done.
It's a long-term
Listen,
thing.
no, it's not. Actually, I'll tell you. Look, a vision without action is a mere dream. You and the dreamer, there's no difference. That's what a visionary, if you have vision and you can't find a way to activate the vision, if you don't apply action, it's useless vision. It can't be done. Okay? Once you decide to do it, it gets done. Now, why do I have the confidence to say so? Because I've done things. I have raised the first 16th floor building in a place where they started building 1 floor, 2 floors, 1.
What was the problem? This guy is a typical confused person because he thinks he's ultimately dying over here. One building pennies, you know, according to 16 floors there, he can govern the whole Ghana. Why could I need to acquire for? Because man said here. I don't know who advised this guy to think say he could actually be a president. And I said because he thinks the Ghanaians are fools and are because who could see baby you see one room per who could see 16 or her. Because of that, we wait to be a president of a country to say Ghana to govern over 34 million people. Who is advising this guy? I don't even understand. Bismarck, I don't even need to tell you JM's Hope City projects or whatever. Because what the Ghana, how you know, so I don't even need to tell you. And I know so the way you write, you're educated, so you could read and write. But you can easily Google it and see. It is a walk school, that's also brains na yedema school, it is your own cup of tea. To send an adadanko for the kind, or the kukurumutina or the tuabano, and your word here. Inti enyamene and bachelor will be a fat to call. There be what you could actually reason for yourself, and you know. Look at a very stupid question in a FCB and say, what have I achieved in my life? I don't need to be a president to achieve something. No. That is common sense. And what have you yourself achieved in your life? Almost some people ask stupid questions, very, very foolish questions, because he thinks that Nana Kwame Bediako, he could govern a nation, and because of that, I need to come and tell you what I have done. That is not my vision, because Ghana we're not talking about one individual. No, that is not how we are going to do it. And if you foolishly do not even listen to Asama Yekana, then you can foolishly not progress in your life. That is simple as that.
2 floors. I came and I went and I put 2 floors underneath it on 1.5 plot. I put 108 apartments. Well, you know what? I actually used some Portuguese and some Italian engineers and everything. It was a dream, then it became a vision, then it became a reality. So it's not like I am talking out of my mouth without facts, and it's not like I'm willing to do something out of my strength without experience. I have had the two. I have done things that I know this looks bigger, and it is bigger. But once you have tested and realized that it's possible, doing it is no more a problem. The question that I'm asking myself is that there might be someone who is a minister for natural resources and blah, 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 and lands. But maybe that person haven't actually put together architects, engineers, and people to create something of his own. to see the experience, the feasibility, the possibility of doing that. I have. So I know that it's possible. And it's not like I'm also just saying I've studied it. I looked at River Oti and River Pratt, border of Ivory Coast. It actually shares border with the sea. So it's just a matter of dredging these things. Ghana needs to be connected with water. And I know that, I am sharing.
Connecting Ghana with water ain't going to be my president who vision. No. That is my problem with this man. And somehow he seems to be confusing himself because also Bedreji Sea to Kumasi. And now you are saying that we need to connect the rivers in Ghana. Why would their correlation is how two-way a war? And then for tourism purpose or for what purpose now they can say because as we speak today, Kumasi wa kind quiet nam Kumasi Quran enye. So for Kumasi, maybe you just walk around, step outside, and then look at even the buildings and nipa any toilet Quran echo Kumasi. That is why NPP achievement tracker and a toilet in Kwane was no. And you are not even talking about how you're going to design the cities, and you are talking about connecting rivers for what? There's a
lot of my vision on media platforms, and some of them are conniving because some of them are in the pockets of other politicians and all of that. But I know that people are doubting this.
Well, how he is blackmailing media people here. He's telling them, "Say media man, I'll be criticizing," and that means you are in the pocket of another politician. But on Nana Kwame Bediako, he even knows that people don't even understand what he is trying to talk about. This is purely blackmailing.
People are thinking it's impossible and this and that. That is just because they've been diffused by whatever political promises. This is purposes, is a reality, is a vision, is very much possible, and we haven't done it. There's only one leader who started to try and send us a message with water, and that was Kwame Nkrumah, by creating the Volta Lake. After, what did we do with it? Nothing. We never connected it. Tamale. I checked Tamale when I was there. The heat, I need to connect the water there. I'm definitely going to dredge just a little bit more to get this same.
Yeah, some. Nana Kwame Bediako so called Tamale. She too much into about connect in su akomo. Now omo biari in su room and aso my day. And now what they no person chere. So we can say Tamale, she too much. Until you need to connect the river to Tamale. Now, acquire then.
Volta Lake into Tamale. And then we can start transporting goods. We can start doing a lot of things. Immigration, infrastructure, it's all of that. They're very close, all the waters. But your colonial master would never tell you this secret. He would never want you to know. So you need to go back and study how he built his country.
Right. So this is your vision.
This is my vision, and I think that this is a vision that...
If given the chance, then you start the feasibility studies.
No, feasibility studies are done when you're ready to do a project, okay?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. If given the chance.
Yeah. Don't expect me to go and do feasibility now as a civilian to come and give it to Ghana.
I'm saying, if given the chance, you do the feasibility.
You don't expect him to go and do feasibility studies as a civilian or from Ghana. But when he gets the opportunity to become the president, that is when feasibility studies will be conducted. Also, Nafisa to minimum Bismarck also were disappointed. That is Nana Kwame Bediako. Or Chilamo say, Mom within a children and a margin of form. And to or say, or near feasibility studies about Asama Wakano, because he cannot do it right now as a civilian. Now, obey a president and obey. Into be president 4-year mandate na president bia wona na Kwame Bediako so the be feasibility studies send be ya ode po be kukumase. That is the kind of people who wants to become a president of the country. And I think say Kwache Frederick aba life into me ne Kwache eba betwetwe enkomo na afede ya put sense into Nafisa Mutim because it seems to say we have some people common sense and they seem not to be utilizing it. Of course, but I can kind understanding about reality no ebiniho. And that is why Nana Kwame Bediako continue better TV so no we use land money and I say for the example the chira moa momunim how we asin kwate no. Because what to kwai and when who's asema papa we can assembly man adwuma e wa bruchira nsem we kura anka nya dia obeka. But I don't find fault with this kind of people because the mentality in politicians be more accurate or more dream now more dream in a chi again in some people are educated in Ghana, yet educated people in Ghana, they are now becoming the problem of the nation. And Kwachi Frederick, let me just you offer Yarakoku. Good evening. We be able to there. Me ya be bon ko mana ja de aba a program no live. Kwachi Frederick, we be able to there. Fred, what's me ka? I say o ne wo form kakra.
Chamum, they said yeah.
Yes. Na okay. Nana Kwame Bediako. When I started, me found quite kakra. Inflation figures assign air cost about 25.8% of Ghana. Na baby inflation no akwedu no. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ubisa na was one day mate. Unim hwasem biaka. Yekobisa na do so say sikasem ayede wa Ghana o sisika mpedede. Until the more you make noise, no, nesika no so kwa na eko. Canada Japan say NPP for air tata no. Na bimukura ISO munya na ombeku no. Enti this kind of ensemble ene twagu Ghana afedi ede na Kwame Bediako enso ebetwa to. GMPC animdiphobia predecessor abaya bromo say GMPC sama na GMPC ya hwe by 2026 ebegu. Agumani nyina be collapse. So what do you make of all these statements?
GMPC no good at that. And yet 2026 because NDC ba bonte be kan ho asem na nsɛn no. Amo ga che say bi ni kokobo.
Obesity na ono mo say nkwan na ono mo cap na so too much.
Oh, adai.
Na say cap ide ya say ade ya ye de ko biara akola yo.
Cap no ada una hu ni say so sa na. Me cap na me no mo.
Enti sa na nyame nkwan mu he Abraham so hu the same thing so cap no so too much.
Enya cap na me no mabuja for 18. Me twati. Me de dwodwo me kra na me bo afu dodo.
Aha.
That krasi ni na pisa bi ase hwan minim. We ba wo be kom kra na school papa bi anu a wakwa. Ono be ka che obi se o
na bi na but I say how to decode
school bia wako school a wo tape video na wo bo ana wo ya analysis of the video. Also for our version said the what nipa na sem na o kana ase eye dey e fa bra. Also beto ama obi a what is the problem with obi ho be? Obi sees the same to aba mo obi ana. Obi any presentation. Camera na e doso. Also pa the okay no for the same video. Nafa wo version ye dey. Ebe nafa ba be chire mu. What would I make no? Ana betra na wo chire nkrase sem sa na wo ka che obi se obi ye foolish na hwan na wo no ye dey. Ono de ye hu no. Ye ti ha ye hu ye nkrofo hu ye. Wo wanim we. Ofa camera na ka che am se me ni sa na fi sa na me jimi me ho obi platform so no. Me so me ba be ka me de. Ehemfa na wo firi. Ehemfa na wo firi. Nipa na sema otiwa wo ka ono ka kira ye se ye twa wo hini bi ntinti no e ma wo hunu se asantefo pensuo. Does it make sense? Asem na wo ka no wo didi usu bibi free mu a what sense is it making? Eno na so kira se o na sema wo ka no me nti ase anie na bi a we na ma adwene ye me se opese wo ye dey opese wo ye. What you say? At this hour ye wo mu yi. Ensuo a ye dey ba Kumase no. Ene na be ma na me what you know what I'm picking from what he's saying. There has been an adage say you can say sebo beto asantima mu a anka okwa hwe asantifo de beto wall afa ho na omo de ide omo de agisika
na say say no okay
that this mentality no na atọ Kwame Bediako tiri mu firi enkwala abremu no a wote sa asem ne ne ode ka kire say because of anunti no ode po betu Kumase no ato wall afa ho ama nkrofo mu be free ba bia ba be hwe aboma di omusika
what do you okay
so what you say am say asem na akosi so ye wo lake bosom twe da Kumase e dia na wo di lake ni be ye it's one of the largest lake man-made lake wa Africa sa lake no wajane ho ko ka kire say udi sea momu na ye dey every nkran ana say Cape Coast ba Kumase na ba ye dey. Meanwhile former president Kufuor o share asiye say wo ye ayi
inland port
e wo
Boankra
Ewo Buankra yi Nana Akufo-Addo ba okotwa ahoma mu mprenu. Ensofe see here. So this is what we have to be looking at. What you say?
I even said railway track. So that's how the railway crown eba. It makes no sense.
Mami ka say ntro. Onu say France. See need France. Over France yankasa krom ha. There is no sea.
Mhm.
Enya Belgium ne kwa shepo ye normal.
Yes.
And you know what does it mean?
France.
One France. One betimi de po abetun kro. A whole France no nya say e wo a different ayi ena beka say bia me de ba Paris.
Mhm.
Even though they have created some canals and you only in them krom ni ade but it's within their small water bodies, you know. And on my line, you know, but it's not a sea. Most of their you know, a railway.
That's true.
Yeah, quite a what is wrong? Say this time round, you know, you better focus on your railway, you know. So, and he says, nobody have the right to question him where he's going to get the funding. Now, you may who Jimmy Forway, who then the presenter, why in a 2 foot rogun crofway.
Mhm.
Yet Ghana, and another Becca so the free SHS, but I have one opinion find your catcher say, or Bagana, or Baba catcher Ghana for, or catcher be seen. Free SHS in our fairness. What you say? Where to see man metina ha? No one can say ya uncle. Ono na 2 foot rogu Ghana for any, but you have to tell us where you get the funding from. Now why ma me drum fin me 2 amana te say de nanado, aba be 2 amana to ho a aka kwa mu eda ho no. Dem mo obi akwa ma ni megimigimi ni won say bio. I'm very very disappointed pa say e bi as nipa no within our age range. Na nke bi as youth amana ba be di Ghana ye de. Eso but sa useful exuberant no bia nke betimi akanya no ma ne ade no na say okay kan say mbi say ya does it give you hope
That be say no problem no say
the youth
hope na
obetimi make any something meaningful
exactly
what you say
na Nana Kwame Bediako
you should even close that chapter cry you shouldn't even talk about it because the more he talks about it, you know, the more he's making a lot of unnecessary
That's true.
huh?
Anyway, Fred, let's move on. Now,
throw that they go obiani. Now, Kwame Bediako and this is what's on Omobokashi. We don't have problem with anybody. This is not now. What is 2092 now? Why they did democracy ban? Omunim the number of political parties contested. Omunim the number of political parties contested. And this is way to assume you. MPP abe near to assume you. I call for the 30.
That's true.
And you know, so be bum, ya independent candidates bebre, and crofo bebre na ba line. Abu Sakara Munina Aba. Ecosi day.
And Kosifi. Because no one for Yansa.
That's Kwame Bediako when Yeska or Bayer politics. That's what best supporting now. Follow him. That was who Jim for Sika say now, so could you free Kwame Bediako also better have
over promoting.
Over support.
Exactly.
Oh, they're the one got this kind of better hand at church.
Baby.
Yeah, would you share a program now? Say, sometimes the movie make sense, kakra. And yes, all to over be an original Naki Kankwasi. I said, be crowd what you are, na few shows at one way, come crowd them. Huh? Over from Nebia said, you now got to Akam, you nupe, and I better hand or Kikan crashes.
That is why I was
when my good day.
Fred, inflation, do know. Do you think that my way, dear pound and half my way are on person by kind of crash team before? Because mine is say, Ubisa is almost a year.
False hope.
Yes.
And you know, like, Nana, they already can't make any clash to the moon. Say, or mine, where we in a Juma. What you say? President and Crawford, Sugu Muyam, I complaining, free SHS agents and Munia the Adeno. Also, and as young as I rented a unibue, get in view.
Yes.
Private jet no say na sia wa san fa bio.
So what shall I say ne mere yaso.
Odi free one no be se no kotina ko. President okọ club. Ana ogina club mu bu ni mu dwa. We nipa we. Ade akira mu inflation ko so da. Wo se wo na sia na omo kotina pediase ase so omo ye retreat ni ade. Ade be na free ho baaye. Ade papa be na free say retreat ni mu ye dey. Baaye.
Bye.
Huh? I'm so surprised people like Bismarck and I'm now better how we defend this idea way. Unya tape ni bintie ya. Go back and listen to the tape and make your analysis. Nehe say if that guy was making sense to you. What I say? Now Crawford we illuminate there clearly no. On say so far so good no. But Unya is continuously showing his ignorance about governance. Because I didn't quit out. Was what the mammy.
Fred, there is a question for you. Obisi, explain why you say France does not have sea. Do you mean the capital Paris as opposed to the country?
No, I'm talking of entire France. The sea we have, no, France have is somewhere. It's not even not necessarily in the capital per se, but very close to. So, also France for to say, Ghana. Oh, that yes, one of the cities. No, Magia, Akahono. Also France, Aje. Some of the and be one or more seek a crabby a day. Not necessarily as a France as a country. What I say? Not no we are saying say France capital. No. One over capital yeah creating sure I can see the crown by sea. And France itself don't have sea. Yes, France doesn't ship their things our Ghana.
Okay.
Our France we are called Belgium.
And a question people.
And your question poor. So if we have Sia, I didn't think I France one ship no man free France direct.
All right. Until Fred. But once a minute of my na yemfa program no emra every year.
They say Obia him say Nana Akufo-Addo neighbor me o ma be say Ghana man. Na people like Cheddar as a charger say hwan ya wa bayi. Na nka yim say bi ono so be ma competition. Na nka e bia say de mabunu asore a omo di na chi na ne nsem a obekeka no obe focus on things at least I did that kind of development ne adwuma be den ebeba. So ahuno na anka e bia hu say be boa youth no ama yakoye nim because se wo kwa akansie na wa nya obi a oye kwae challenge na ya na e ma wontimi nya dai enkeka ho ma won brief up wa because the same message ayi de ba omia ya ni say your dramani mama kan say ya no no so aba be kan the same thing say o kan we na o china no akosi na chi no no so akokan the same thing no in different language which Ghanaians are fed up with him because or make any meaningful idea and he hasn't even gotten any message say na no net ya na oh NDC form more am fam ayi running mate my ye kan NDC running mate abadadada yanum so besi ne which a ma so na say o china asem na yeka you because bibia nkyere say there's no hint say be a say because Baumia is still in a dilemma why no the neighbor what you say why no the neighbor and you know for me ye pe obi a ne nsem a o ka no
It makes sense.
that's it Bema NDC beef up his game and strategies and yet the before ye the enim so omo no e man no ma say no omo nka no kre na da bia omo koso anu mo ye dey omo di ntro when they were in opposition no na inflation figures we no e no kra na ye somewhere 15 point something no na Baumia enam abonten e ka say ayifo na manipulate
Mhm.
53, inflation drew 53 point something.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, you ya him na aduru ayi. So who so for me, Ghana against mu.
Okay.
I say at the autopilot. Dia ka say nyambe ya adom na 2020 5 yi. Ye dia ba nwane ma ye wura dwandran ni mama. No obetena konya no so a adwempa ne hyehyɛ pa e woni tirim no. Watimi aboa de man na ye dey atoto yi.
Akoba bi ese de ko.
Butafo yaka akyere mo. Se ba omia say yes ye to abama no 2025 ko no ansa na wabeyi levy afiri ansa na taxes bebrebe no omo na asesa agu omo so na ono se enye no oba wayi afiri ho aban so wo mbi cabinet meeting okobi e na decision ni nyina aye dey ye take no
Mhm.
so what ase
Yes.
so me hunu Baumia ade a opese woka and he continuously creating his comedy. Ena momfa stia ne mame what the mate ya maka ya kwata mna because kai na ade driver brawati master brawati eduru se ya sa oto chok maka ni gina no kai ya tia fa so she bampokun mu
Uh-huh.
ebi wose momfa stia ne mame na kai ni yenyi ye de na edi stia ma
Obende say
here obi a kai no se no
all experience.
yes na ye obi repair no timi di kai ni si kwan so etwi kai no masika ba ho what you say na sem bi Kwame Bediako Munufie nyansa ebia mrepam no amaba be hunu amamuo enye ebi dem tena business you
Jabi.
governance it is not about and it is not about daydreaming me gini say we be say me gini say have you sit down to consider the bilateral trades countries are no omo you people just talk and now ka say mo ba ye na no no abetena ase no apega ne nsa factories kosi ha na kosi
Mhm.
oda ha na akoda
Na dwen no.
ayi kotal we ekwan we enye na ye ana ni sika kakra na wanya na office ode be Ghana
But Fred, yenya no. Nyame adom ochina ye beto aso.
me no mi enu
Pese mon fastiano e mami. Mon fastiano e mami. Mon memistiano. Na minchikano. Enko baby a yesi eko. Mon memistiano.
Papa, Yazani, Papa.
Fastiano e mami. Mon fastiano e mami. Mon memistiano. Na minchikano.
All right. Inti Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say mo first year na man no ntwi car no. Car no de kwasha menemu no. Ode ne driver, mate ne driver, the car na kwashe mamponkun num. O say mo first year na man no. Munya ma no. Lunku munyina preko.